Hello everybody and welcome to the grand finale of Descent into Avernus, the Blood War. My name is Guy and this is the pre-show, so if you're here for the actual live play, I suggest you come back in about 25 minutes or so when the actual live play will kick off. This is me waxing lyrical about how I planned today's session, what went through my noggin as we come to the grand finale. Now, I think from a perspective, if you are a dungeon master and you are getting to the same place that I got to last week, this might be, hopefully, a slightly informative video. Now, remember, of course, you can ask your questions, any questions you might have. Just put the word question in front of your question in giant caps that I can read it and see it on the screen therein. We've got our wonderful moderators in chat. Admiral91 and TK has joined the fray there, so if you have questions as to where you can find out more info, they are the ones to speak to. Okay, so last week, if you haven't watched last week's episode, this is going to contain a lot of spoilers, so again, see you in 24 minutes now as we wait for the main show to kick off. But yes, so the episode last week basically was an excellent conclusion in my opinion. It brought to the end our long journey to recapture. Jormund joined forces with Bel, who is the archdevil of Avernus at the moment. From a canon perspective, if we're following along with the book Descent into Avernus, published by Dungeons & Dragons, of course, we know that in the next 90-odd years, in between the series that we've been running here on the stream and the book setting, that somehow Ariel descends and becomes part of the archdevil space, and she actually takes control away from Bel. So we're going to assume that something happens in that time period. But for now, Jormund has signed up with Bel, the archdevil, and has sworn to be Bel's avenging devil to try and strike out and destroy angels. So that's what he was doing. Extech had converted fully over to being a devil and serving her dark master, Vox, who was also a devil, whom had originally been her Warlock Patron, and so they were on their path to becoming a devil within Avernus, if perhaps with some lofty, chaotic ideals rather than the lawful evil ones that devils usually have. However, Avernus is a place where, generally speaking, one falls into line or one gets taken out. So those two characters were quite neatly wrapped up, in my opinion anyway, as to their storylines. Poor old Thorn was returned to his original village of dryads that had been burnt to the ground by Barzeg the Devil, who was defeated again, also in episode 12, and had a bit of an epiphany and almost a happy ending, if you like. May found herself in an inn, which arguably is where she's happiest, although separated from her beloved cousin Nazaya, who found herself back where she started, effectively, only now she has the Sword of Zariel, this powerful artifact. Again, it kind of wrapped things up for me as a storyteller, as a dungeon master, and as someone who's just been seeing this whole thing unfold. It's like, well, we're kind of done. What could possibly be sustained, or what could we possibly do for this last episode? We had to do 12 episodes. That we were contractually obligated to do that. But under normal circumstances, it might very well be that your campaign has just come to an end, but the players have begged you for more. They want more to happen. So on my own channel, we've been talking about how to extend or evolve your campaign in this kind of situation. And generally speaking, though, it's to evolve it for another 12 or 13 or 20 sessions or so. In this case, we've got just one. So what did we decide to do on it? I literally spent the entire week going, oh, we could do that. No. Oh, we could do that. No. So I'm going to tell you in a little bit what I eventually decided upon, and I hope I hope it's the entertaining choice. There's no such thing as a right or wrong choice. I hope it's entertaining. And then you can give me your feedback. Of course, if your feedback is like, no, this is going to be absolutely boring, well, we're kind of locked into it now, so there we go. I'm going to go to some questions quickly. We've got Laura Bones roaring, roar. I say back to you, roar, I say. The Roach says, couldn't Bell have given Jormund a pet as a bonus for joining him? Peppermint. Everyone wants Peppermint to return. His fate was so sad. All I'm saying is watch until the very end. That's all I'm saying. Captain Price says, what will you do to Neziah? I'm asking specifically because she is the center of attention. Do angels know about the sword? She was the only one redeemed. Everyone, May only, is looking for her. So, yeah, that's a very good question. And the question, and it leads us into this whole idea of what is this episode about? So if we look at it from a logical perspective, if we look at it from the line of reasoning, okay, we have the party is not just split in terms of where they are, they're on different planes of existence, which at their level requires some kind of angelic or demonic or possibly or fiendish pact to get out of. So they split on different planes, and then Extech and Jormund are fundamentally opposed to one another. Whether they know that or not doesn't matter. The idea is that they're serving two different devils, which means that they might work together sometimes, and they most likely will be backstabbing each other other times. Remember, the whole idea behind Devils and Avernus is they're constantly trying to get more power for themselves, which means that they are, in theory, fighting each other all the time. So, would it be exciting? Would it be interesting to pick up the story exactly where it left off last week? We have Neziah in Saltmarsh watching the execution of themselves, except of course no one is there anymore, so now they're just in the middle of this crowd. What happens after that? There would be a huge manhunt, there would be a huge search. Why is Neziah not immediately picked up? Why is it not discovered that she's in the middle of the crowd? One could have made an argument that the sword was doing it, or that Zariel wouldn't be that kind of evil or mean, or perhaps her record's been expunged. I mean, the whole idea is that there is an opportunity to have Neziah then continue. Now, I did do it in such a way that Thorn is in a forest. We never said where that forest is. So there is actually a forest that sits over the town of Ghost of Saltmarsh itself, that is run by that cowardly halfling. That was established in Season 1, the Ghost of Saltmarsh. So Thorn could be in that forest. That could have been the forest that was burnt to the ground. Because remember, it had also been rebuilt, regrown. So he could have been there. May was already established to be in a tavern overlooking Saltmarsh. So the three of them I could have brought together. But what then to do with Extech and Jormund? To have them now suddenly wrenched out of Avernus to bring them to the prime material plane so that we could have, what, one more reconciliatory adventure, one more moment where the five of them reminisce about the good old days and how they all came together. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. It just didn't make sense to me. Then I thought, well, what happens if we forget about the three that made it to the prime material plane? What if we follow the story of Jormund and of Extech? And I think this is the point for me where, as a dungeon master, there is a story that's unfolding here. And there's parts of that story that are interesting and that are worth playing through, and there are parts that aren't. And I think the parts that aren't would be this period. Possibly. I mean, you could make an argument for it, but for group play, that's the other thing we have to bear in mind here, is that it's a group of people playing. So, for group play, do we really want to see Extech learning how to be the devil that, they can really be all you can be? Is it a Rocky montage type thing of Extech running up and down the stairs of damnation, learning to use dark powers and discovering all those kinds of things? Is it that? I don't know. So I'm pausing here because my Twitch feed has just come up with an error, 2000. Just going to refresh it. I'm not sure. Oh, it's still going. Okay, all right. I've lost all your questions because I'm now in the new chat. It's not showing me the questions from before I joined the chat. Okay, so if you asked a question, please ask it again. So we could do Extech's journey of, oh, I'm now learning how to be a devil. We could do Jorman's journey of, oh, now I'm becoming the slayer of angels. And again, though, to me, if those are one-on-one sessions, if we're role-playing one-on-one, that would be great. That would be lovely to explore. That would really, 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 really be fun. But what do I do with the rest of the players? Do they now play demi-devils who are going to assist Extech or Jormund? It feels like an additional thing which has been tacked on, and I didn't want it to feel like that either. I wanted it to be fun. I wanted it to be something that concludes, because that's ultimately what we need to do, something that wraps it up, but something that also then possibly would be open-ended to allow it to continue in the far future or not. So I think that's also a big trick, is that as far as we know, there's no season 3, and with Chris Perkins' new show coming out for D&D in January, which I think is going to be absolutely amazing, I don't see a season 3 happening here anyway. So you go, okay, so it needs to finish. It needs to finish. And maybe we're back in 6 months' time, maybe we're back in a year's time, and we continue with that story. Okay, so we need to there's a lot of stuff going on in here, as far as I'm concerned from that perspective. So for the week, I was going, well, it could be this, 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 could it be what could it be? And how do I get them all involved? And then the players were talking, we were talking on Discord, because that's where we got a chat group, and they're like, oh, it would be nice if we could go back to Ghost of Saltmarsh, because the Ghost of Saltmarsh characters, they had a good ending, they succeeded in their goal, but then they were free to do what they wanted to do. The adventure was over, but they were still going. Avernus characters, it kind of felt like it was at a good chapter point. It was at a good ending. Okay, so how do I get Ghost of Saltmarsh then involved in this whole thing, but also so that it's still linked? Because this is Descent into Avernus Blood War. This is not Ghost of Saltmarsh. Okay, well, again, more thinking. And I just couldn't come up with the actual adventure. I'm like, well, we could have this. Oh, we could have that. Maybe Naziah is working with... Oh, no. But also, the player, Mairi, is currently on her way across the Australian outback and doing quite well and having an absolute blast by the looks of things. So I'm a player short. It's like, oh, wow, so many things going on. All right, fine. Still didn't have a clue. Literally, I didn't have a clue. Now, in Japan, for me, the show was always, it starts at about 4 a.m. or 3 a.m., depending on time zones, on a Sunday morning. So I have the whole of Saturday to sit and think and try and plot up these kinds of things. And earlier, obviously, but lastminute.com. Or at least I couldn't think of anything that made sense. So I opened up one of our sponsors, Dungeon Fog. I opened up Dungeon Fog to make a map. I'm like, okay, let's start with a map. Maybe a map will help. What map? Again, thinking. And I was like, all right, okay, what about this map? So I started by making this map, and it evolved. I was like, okay, what if we got a fortress? All right, what if we got a fortress built into the side of a volcano? Okay, well, we've had that already. Arvanus, Bel's great fortress, was built into a volcano, but we never got to see it. So build a giant volcano. Okay, I like that. This is fun. It takes us to, are we in Avernus yet? And I'm like, I don't think so. So what's the link between a volcano and Avernus? And then I got to thinking, I'm like, well, what if someone is summoning someone from Avernus via the power of a volcano. Aha! Okay. That starts to get me thinking, maybe if someone is summoning a devil or a demon or something using a volcano as their power engine, that could work. So let me build a little bit of a fortress. So I continued to build the fortress. So stairs up into the fortress. There's a couple of rooms there. There's a master bedroom. There's a garden thing. There's a prisoner's potential bedroom. Because again, I didn't know what I was doing. I did not know what I was doing. I was just sort of working my way along, and quite literally making it up as I was going. And then I was like, okay, well, now hang on a second. This could possibly be a good way of bringing together both seasons. And I think that's what I've managed to do. It's a self-contained adventure, but it tells us more about what happened to the characters in Descent into Avernus, the Blood War. It tells us what are the ramifications of those characters' actions, whilst allowing us to go back and to revisit some of our favourite characters from the past, the Ghost of Saltmarsh characters, and it will conclude in such a way, hopefully, that it's an episode where you go, oh, that was so much fun. It was a bit of a nostalgic episode, but at the same time, it promises so much more. And for me, that's ultimately where you want to potentially leave people, is that you want a conclusion, but you want, there could be more. There could be more. It doesn't have to be, but there could be. And I think that when you look at TV series, and Game of Thrones is a great example, because so many people were unhappy with the way that it ended, or the way that it played out. Again, I think that there was definitely a rushing thing that happened. I think the pacing over the entirety of the series was incorrect. Too slow to start, too quick to finish. I think that was the problem. Personally, did they hint at future stuff? To a degree, but there was no real kind of promise or excitement for the future. But that was also a lot of things had gone wrong. And sometimes it's about stepping back and saying, okay, well, don't try and force it. Just see where it goes, So hopefully, this will do that. It will not be a Game of Thrones ending, because, well, that was last week. We ended last week, and it was definitely right. I mean, we only have 12 sessions, so. But yes, so that was my thinking. That's how I kind of came up with today's show. Was I drew the map first and went, ha, there we go. That's the link. That's how we get it across. That's how we're going to wrap up this story. Some of it is definitely going to be railroading, insofar as as the DM, I've decided the adventure start. And that's going to be a narrated start. So you're going to see, I'm going to talk through how it is that the characters that we have with us, how it is that they find themselves in the situation that they're in, and we're going to go straight into the adventure. The conclusion of the adventure, and this I really hope will play out as I've done it. But again, role-playing is not a one-person show. So in the chats that we use, I've sent 2 out of the 4, secret messages, which I've said do not read until I tell you to read. So maybe they've read them already. It shouldn't really impact anything that they do throughout the course of the adventure. But when I tell them to read it just before the end of the show, they're going to discover something about something, and hopefully bring that to the screen for all of you guys to have a look at. And it's just a wrap up, a twist, so long, farewell, thanks for all the fish, and a potential of more fish. So that's what I'm hoping happens. They've got their secret messages, and hopefully they will read them and take it from there and give us the closing that we want to have happen. Will we take the full 2 hours to get there? Quite possibly. It's going to be interesting. It's characters that we are all familiar with, and I think characters that I think are the ones that we would really want to see more of, perhaps, with the others being incidentals. But yes, it's a couple of years in the future. So I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun. Right, so question from the Roach is... I know this is off topic. Well, that's absolutely fine, and I can understand if you don't want to say anything. Oh, okay. You're asking a political question about an election outcome for a new Prime Minister of Great Britain. What do I think about that? I'm moving there at the end of January, and when you look at politics, I look at it for inspiration in terms of making my games more interesting. I look at it as a very interesting reflection of humanity and of how one can use one's position and other sources to influence. And I draw inspiration from it insofar as saying, okay, well, here are individuals, and it doesn't have to be almost any politician that's ever been scandalized. There's massive scandal, and yet somehow there is always a success. There's always a victory. And if the last 10 years of politics have taught us anything, it's like you can do almost anything and get away with it if you are confident enough, if you have the right charisma with the right people, the right strings being pulled or not. I mean, who knows? Maybe it absolutely was free and fair, which is wonderful, in which case the strings were being pulled with the masses. How was that achieved? Let's look at that, because if you can figure out how to do it with the masses, you can figure out how to do it with your table, right? In which case you can manipulate your players into doing what you want them to do. So there we go. Yes. Right. Someone was talking about lava. We've got 4 minutes to go. Every time I see lava in D&D, I think of real-life volcanologists in heat-resistant gear compared to adventurers swinging wildly over lava. Absolutely, Ninja Theory. Ashrams, you are completely correct. Real lava is molten rock, and the rock that's around it is not cold to the touch. If you fall onto the lava field next to lava, you will be burned, and goodbye, thank you very much. So when you look at lava in Hollywood, I actually think I made that comment when when they were fighting over lava. It's Hollywood lava. So one of my biggest gripes was in the Star Wars film Revenge of the Sith. I was enjoying the film up until the fact that they were fighting over giant pits of lava and no one was burning. And then when they were burning, it was like minuscule. But it's like, no, that's really hot. That's not how it would work. So anyway, yes, lava is always fun. Okay. The True Krisha has a question, which was, not to sound like a broken record, but did you hear anything from Wizards about Season 3 in general, or if the next book drops? We have not heard anything with regards to Season 3. It is a very busy time of year. Chris Perkins' new show drops, I think it's in early January. He was at PAX Unplugged with his new cast members, some very familiar faces, some very good role players, where they were unpacking that entire show. To be perfectly honest with you, I haven't actually seen that PAX session yet. It was at the wrong time for me here in Japan, and life has been too chaotic. So there's a new show coming out from him, which I think is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, and you guys can feast upon that. With regards to the rest of the cast, I know that Michael runs games on his own channel. I think certainly we as a team are hoping to get games running in the future, but I'm moving from Japan to the UK in January, so we're putting anything that we produce personally on hold until the end of February. There's still content going to be coming out in terms of the educational stuff, but in terms of actual role-playing, we've got a pre-recorded session that Michael and I did with some other people that will be coming out on our channel, but nothing as far as we know. So there we are, and that 1 minute left, and Zip Zap Rap says, can you think of any pitfalls in speeding up time frame in order to finish a campaign? Yes, absolutely. the biggest pitfall, of course, is that one doesn't feel a connection. So if you look at the last season of Game of Thrones, there was things that were done. It's like, but this doesn't make sense. I could see us slowly getting to that point, and I can understand where the motivation comes from, but it's too fast. It's too fast. So again, it's about looking at it, saying the 12 episodes or the 11 episodes that we had, so 22 hours of role playing, got our characters to the point where they were galvanized between devils and humans, effectively the prime material plane. What's next? So that's another season as far as I'm concerned. So speeding up stuff to end a campaign, I always try to avoid. I would rather let it naturally end, and in order to end it, rather remove elements than speed up all of the elements. That's always my advice. Where are we next? Next question. Mr. Zay says, what is the best way to support all of the cast getting season 3? Twitter is always good if you hashtag at Twitter, I guess. Otherwise, sending emails, or on the other live streams you can mention it, I suppose. Support is always good. I know that apparently now you can also leave commentary on the YouTube videos themselves. That's something that D&D has now implemented, which is fantastic. So yeah, there we go. From me, this is the last of the pre-shows. I thank you all for being here for these pre-shows. I've enjoyed doing them. I hope they have been insightful to you guys. And with that, let us descend into Avernus, or not. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Descent into Avernus.
We can't hear anything.
We can't hear Guy.
You can't hear me, but they can hear me. They, them's the ones that are watching. Yes.
Yay!
So they heard me saying hello and welcome to you all. I have evidence. You guys didn't. Anyway, so yes, welcome to the last show of Descent into Avernus, the Blood War. You're all here and looking slightly different from how we saw you last week. Where are all of our Descent into Avernus characters? Where are Extech, Thorn, May, and Yormund? They're doing their thing. To give you a brief and quick recap before we move on, Yormund had pledged his allegiance undying and eternal to the Archdevil Bel, and his allegiance and oath of fealty involved hunting down and destroying angels. Am I correct there, Michael?
Oh, that is absolutely correct. With massive and vengeful impunity.
There we go. No hatred, really. Well, not no, actually, lots of hatred. Someone else who remained in Avernus as also a now employee with benefits is Extech. Extech became a full-fledged devil, working directly underneath the devil whom had originally been Extech's Warlock Patron, and is now just directly Extech's Dark Master Vox. What do you think Extech's first sort of thing is to do?
Apart from getting their coat back, I don't know. I think that they just really enjoying themselves. I think, like, for once, getting like recognition for what they do, like appreciation.
There we go.
not against the party, but against their everyone else in the world. And they've been keeping track. I think they were very, very intrigued by this idea that as Zariel was being manipulated, and there was some bigger thing going on. So I think they've been trying to keep their foot in that whole thing and sort of been popping in and out of Zariel's life.
There we go. Heading to the surface now, we had one character whom I think basically went and completed their character journey, which was their backstory. Their entire population had been decimated, burned quite literally to a cinder. They swore revenge upon the devil who had done it, and then they slew the devil who did it, along with his demonic or devilish Tyrannosaurus Rex as well. And post-game we discovered completely illegally, because that's not how magic works, but that's okay, we don't care, because it was epic. Thorn was on a great journey and returned to said forest afterwards to find it had started to regrow. So yes, Kaora, there was lots of debate going on the various channels, and I'm just like, well, actually that staff, actually, it needs to be planted. And we debated the planting word for a long time. And then someone pointed out, and it says in soil. Somewhere there's a reference in soil. Right. Somewhere in fertile soil. Someone somewhere went and found the rule. And I looked at it and went, that's okay. Rule of cool. Rock. It worked. It was spectacular.
I think, if you're going to be... Okay. All Thorn had to do was throw down some soil and then
Yeah. Or you can clench it up in your fist and one punch.
What's the T-Rex fertile is the question.
I was going to say, is living flesh not a fertile medium?
I know, right?
Look, in Avernus, it definitely is a fertile medium for a whole bunch of nasty things to grow. So, absolutely. I think, but that's also the joy of the game, is that we ran with it, we had fun, it died spectacularly, and then afterwards you go, oh, but it actually, that's what it was written as. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, if we moved on and it came up again, you have a pouch of sand, which has got some fertilizer in it. Same thing, right?
You have to be like, okay, well, it's kind of a broken item. Maybe next game the staff gets broken.
Yes, right? So there we are. And then May, your story was possibly the one that didn't wrap up as neatly, because you were separated from Nazaya, whom you had been absolutely loyal to the entire time, but not by a large amount of geography. So do you think May kind of got what she wanted?
Yeah, because May had a whole arc where, she realized that the thing that she valued most was getting Nazaya back, which is a very unselfish thing. Yes. And I think through that she realized, and through being, literally told by an angel, your soul is stained, she suddenly realized that just coasting and doing what she's told is enough evil, if you see what I mean. It's the sort of evil flourishes when good people do nothing. And the fact that she just been doing what she was told, the fact that she didn't do anything evil unless she was told to do it, did not get her off the hook. That was a problem. And because that had always been her way, if you see what I mean. So I think there was a lot of character redemption going on, or like the seeds for character redemption. And I think that sort of really set her on that arc, as it were. You didn't see the active part of that. What you saw was the first bit of a Xena Princess Warrior style redemption arc, which is I think where she would be going, like killing for good, and then maybe less of the killing.
Yes, you're quite right, and I think that's wonderful. Absolutely. So that is where we were. Now, before we get into the minutiae of where we are now, and as to why we suddenly have Captain Victor Salt, Flick, Jaggerjaw, and Lahuna Pascarian with us, I'm going to throw some love out to our sponsors, and those sponsors are World Anvil, worldanvil.com. They kept the characters for Descent into Avernus, the Blood War, safe and sound, as well as the characters for Ghosts of Saltmarsh, who now get to add perhaps another chapter to their existence. And Dungeon Fog made all of the maps that you will see in tonight's show. You're only going to see one, actually, unless chaos happens, which it may very well do. But they made all of the maps that we're going to be using tonight. Fantasy Grounds providing us with the platform upon which we play, and I am very grateful to say, storing all of the character information, sometimes, except when the DM deleted them. But aside from that, all the monsters and those kind of things are being managed by Fantasy Grounds. And I've just been thrown off by a little blast from the past. Leather Lair for providing me with this leather jacket, from which I was able to channel my inner devil until he was murdered. In cold blood for no reason whatsoever. Innocent
reason.
Devil. Just
I'd like to point out and take a why at the very end of all things did he forget that he has spent every single day since we've met him flitting in and out of existence through teleportation, except the moment he died. I'm like sitting there at the top going, come on.
So there was a thing happening there which never came to light. And it would have if he had
His
survived.
weakness is volcanoes?
No.
No, it's that thing where you can't fast travel when there's enemies nearby, right?
Well, there's a game mechanic.
Yeah,
you can't access the world map when enemies
yes,
nearby.
yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he can't.
Yep, makes sense. Okay, perfect.
He could, yeah, no.
Like you hear the battle music and that's it.
That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
you're
you
stuck.
can't save. Yeah, there were reasons why he couldn't, which I won't go into necessarily because they might affect today's game. But yes, he could not leave. Whether he wants
Stick
to
around
or
for
not.
Afterlife, and maybe we'll tell you
So,
then.
yeah, maybe we will. Maybe we'll. indeed.
Ask again then.
And so let us now bring our thoughts towards today's game. Hell, Avernus, has been an interesting place for the last 3 years, since the bizarre invasion of the demons, who were very successfully repulsed by Archdevil Bel himself and his cunning wiles, manipulating and destroying the demons wherever they might be. New entities have joined the fray and have already started to cause ripples within the Devil's Court. But that's not where our focus lies. Instead, we journey to the surface via the Pit of Golgur. We find ourselves once again in the Azure Seas, where those great grey waves wash around the industrious little town of Saltmarsh. Saltmarsh has changed in 3 years since we were last here. There is now a large castle that is under massive construction at the behest of the king and overseen by Admiral Tarquin himself. Our intrepid crew of the Second Chance have been very busy. There was to be a marriage, a very important marriage, but that fell to the wayside when war was declared. The aquatic elf nation decided that it was time for them to prove who were going to be the dominant masters of the Azure Sea, and as a result launched a surprise attack on the merfolk kingdoms. Immediately this plunged the entire Azure Sea and all of the kingdoms around it into a state of absolute chaos. Who would the surfaces align with? Would the humans join the sides of the aquatic elves, or would they seek to support those that are even more foreign and fishy? The battle raged for almost 2.5 years, until eventually the aquatic elves were driven back to their giant floating islands and forced to surrender unconditionally to the allied forces of the merfolk, the seabolds, the humans, and the elves above. This has now led to a state of, well, calm, if you will, on the high seas. And so the Second Chance, no longer employed in running daring raids and attacking those targets that might be of benefit to keeping peace within the great nations of the Azure Ocean, have now found themselves at a bit of a loose end. Indigo, the druid, and aquatic elf, was mysteriously lost in the battles. Not killed, just lost. Her allegiances were split the moment war was declared, of course, but she has disappeared. The marriage that Lahuna Pescarin was sworn to engage in didn't happen. Her betrothed on the Merfolkian side was killed, unfortunately, or fortunately, at the very beginning of the war, and her second betrothed, the one who was going to get her out of all of the trouble, tell the one-eyed mapmaker. In a desperate final battle, he had run out of ballista bolts to fire at the enemy, and so, in his last act of patriotism, peg-leg to the fore, fired himself at the enemy. It was heroic. And so our heroes find themselves aboard the Second Chance, where a rather mysterious stranger but a week ago paid them a visit, reeking of sulphur and garlic, a lot of garlic. This individual who refused to be identified and who had one of those mysteriously deep hoods that has extra lighting in it so you can't see the face of the person, regardless of on what angle you look at it or where you try to climb in the case of certain mages. The figure gave them some information. There is a certain fortress that has been constructed around a volcano on an island that isn't even on the charts. It is so small and significant. The island is known as Bleakbore Island, and the volcano is slightly active. However, there is a madman, a warlock of some power, who is attempting to cause the volcano to erupt on a massive scale. An eruption of this magnitude would cause significant disruption to the Azure Seas. It would kill crops, let alone all of the individuals in the outlying areas, boil the ocean around it, and cause much death and mayhem. As to why this warlock is operating is unknown, but what is known is that there are many entities very interested in preventing the volcano from exploding. Captain Salt and the Second Chance have decided that it's in their best interests and worth the 25,000 gold piece reward promised them by the mysterious stranger. To show that he was not just full of hot air, he left a sizable deposit to the value of 12,000 gold in the form of a very beautiful gold-gilt cage, a large, rather ornate relic-holding box, if you like, worth a significant sum. And so our intrepid heroes find themselves on the beach of the island, at the base of this massive volcano. Halfway up the volcano is the fortress of this insane warlock. His name is Voxen Chan, and he is rumoured to be quite insane. That's where you find yourselves. What you doing?
Well, what I can't understand is why nobody can pay us in money.
Well, you know, people are stingy.
I might as well open some kind of store at this rate, like a pawn shop or something.
A pawn shop? I don't know if that's allowed.
I like prawns.
You know what? I think opening a prawn shop would be nicer than whatever is going to happen here.
So, Captain.
What?
Oh, we both sewed at the same time, didn't we?
So much
Captain.
sewing.
Yeah, so. Well, so. Captain, just putting a question out there for you.
What?
Let's say we don't stop this warlock in time, and this whole thing goes sky high.
Yeah.
What exactly is the get out of Dodge plan here? No, I don't know about you, but I don't intend to become a fried fish anytime soon.
JC, we've known each other and worked together for quite a lot of years now, right? When have we ever had a get out of Dodge plan?
I don't know. We have Plan 3. Plan 3 is pretty good.
Plan 3 is what we're trying to prevent right now, Luna.
That's true. But on
Look,
the other hand, if it does blow up, I reckon it will be like blown into the sea, and then it'll be nice and cool, and then we can all swim away really fast, and then it'll be okay, right?
And you know what? To be fair, you and I remember Plan 3 very differently.
Well, I think that these things are flexible, and I think that we should all just try and be friends. You know, maybe if we talk to the madman, he'll be nice, and we can recruit him, and then he can come join us, because you know what, the second chance is all about making friends and being nice to people, and then recruiting people, and then it's nice.
I don't have a habit of recruiting crazed, murdering mages, present company accepted, of course.
I look fixedly at Jaggerjaw and Flick from the one to the other.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I am all of those things.
Yes.
As you have been wandering forward, I'm going to interrupt you here because you guys are talking and moving your characters at the same time, which is fine. It just means I can't tell you what's happening. I know your wily ways. So, Flick, as you are walking forward, you notice that just ahead of you, and I actually should have made it darker, but just ahead, black pen on a black background, just ahead of you, near the red sphere, just ahead of you, there is a cave which seems to have stairs going up into the fortress that sits above you. So to give you a descriptor, you've got this large black basalt rock, dolerite rock, sorry, heading upwards to the peak of the volcano, and stretched out across one side of it is this fortress that's got sort of blackened tiles, covered in ash, very, very grim-looking stone structure. And then at the base is this cave entrance, and standing in front of that cave entrance, there are two very large statues. Which
I was like, what?
They're these two very large statues, which you will now be able to see, standing in front. Yeah, but they're underneath the palm trees. So anyway. Yeah, I went for palm tree rather than statue. So
I think I left something in the ship.
Yeah, that's it.
Taxi.
Wow, they're big statues. Yeah, so that's what you see.
Walked right up to those.
Yes. Well, there was talking happening whilst there was walking.
I see.
It's like,
Okay. All right.
Okay. You haven't yet. Sorry, I'm just going to drag you back.
Are we supposed to go in the cave? I don't really want to go in the cave.
It's either that or climb up the side of the mountain and try to get to what you can see to your far right. There is a ballista mounting on the other side of a river of lava.
Okay,
that you could possibly
fly.
You could fly in, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I cast fly. I'm now flying.
I can't fly, Flick. I've told you this almost every day for the last 3 years. I don't fly, Flick.
Laguna is jumping to try and catch her feet.
Yeah, maybe. Who wants to fly as well?
Me, I want to fly. I want to fly. Can I fly? I want to fly.
Okay.
I don't want to fly.
I float down and touch Lahuna on the shoulder, and now Lahuna can fly.
I believe I can fly. Fly, fly, fly.
Oh, wait. Actually, I can't do that.
Okay. So you just touch her on the shoulder.
And nothing happens.
Blem, blem, blem. By my licky armor.
The coral. The
yeah,
living
I
coral
forgot.
armor.
Sorry. Just me. I could just fly. Sorry.
I got so excited.
I know. I'm sorry.
Maybe if I flap really hard.
I'm gonna start just flying round Lahuna's head.
Lahuna is flapping furiously. Maybe if I just flap enough, the magic will work.
Jaggerjaw, as you walk forward,
Crap.
text on the sides of these statues illuminates.
Oh no.
Ooh, shiny.
What languages do you speak, Jags?
I speak Common and Shark.
Yeah,
Common and Sharkan. There we go. Absolutely. So yes, these texts illuminate, but you can't read them. They're in a very bizarre language. Captain Salt, you're
Flick.
nearby. What languages do you speak?
Common.
Common and deaf.
And Thieves' Cant. Thieves'
right.
Cant.
All right. Okay. Yep. No, you
Flick.
can't read them either.
We've got writing down here. That's your thing.
I don't move. I like freeze.
Okay.
I speak Aquan. Is that any good?
Aquin won't help you at this point.
Okay, I go up and I poke the writing.
Okay, so is it Aquan, Celestial, Abyssal, Common, Deep Speech, Draconic, Orcish? Any
Yes.
of those?
Yes, all of those.
Orcish?
Yes. It's all of it.
One of each.
It is abyssal.
Oh.
And
I can read it.
Yeah, it simply reads, "Friends may pass."
Oh, it says friends may pass.
We're friends.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it means. I think.
But what if we like hug the statue? Maybe
Anyone
that
can
will
give me a religion check.
Sure, I'm really bad at that.
Oh, I got 15 from Flick. Yeah.
Hey!
Paladin knows nothing.
I'm saving my rolls.
I rolled a 2.
What did you get, Michael? What did Jagger get?
No, I'm saving my rolls. I'm not doing it. I'm
you're
not doing it. Not
You
after last.
refuse. Okay.
Not after last week.
You refuse. Flick, between you and Salt, if this is abyssal, the abyss, generally speaking, doesn't actually have friends, and the word you translated as "friends may pass," it actually means those who are not condemned to oblivion for all eternity may pass.
Yeah, so plan B, I think I'm going to fly up to that window over there, drop down a rope, and you can all climb up.
Meanwhile, Jaggerjaw is still frozen between the two of them. He's not moving, but he's not moving voluntarily.
Oh, wait, he's actually frozen?
No. He's just not moving.
Oh.
Yeah.
As in,
I'm waiting for you guys because these things lit up as I was walking past, and I'm like, ugh! I know how traps work. I'm a ranger.
Jagsy, come back.
I very gingerly take a few steps backwards.
Okay, as you take a few steps backwards, the text disappears.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't
All right.
seem like something we could get past, honestly.
Let's ignore the creepy statues and the dark cave, shall we?
But I called this one Gerald. He's my friend now.
Alright, okay.
Wait, did she
She's
grab the
holding onto
statue's
the
leg?
leg of one of the statues, yes.
I'm hugging it. Yeah.
How close are we to the shore?
The shore is probably about 50 or 60 feet distant behind you.
Captain, I've got an idea.
What?
Oh, no.
What is the idea, Jaxie?
What if we get a couple of sailing ropes, tie them around the legs, tie them around the ships, tell them to do a lap around the island, and take these statues for a swim?
This
Can
is
we
how-
try Flick's idea first?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
guess.
it's the least complicated.
Yes.
Just what?
Just please get us up that window, if you would.
Okay.
All right.
Where's the nearest window, guy?
Okay.
Be careful.
If you look to the map, there's a thin balcony that sits in front of the main structure, just above these blue roofs. So this entire section is a balcony, and then there are doors in said balcony leading into a deeper part of the of the actual structure itself. So you can
Okay.
fit up there without a problem whatsoever.
Yep, I land on the balcony and I throw down a rope.
Alright.
There is a rope.
Gonna go climb up the rope.
Okie dokes.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
Well, you should hold on because it's not tied to anything right now.
Well, fine.
And Flick is just like noodle arm going.
Well, if I grab it and it sort of goes like that, I'm not gonna,
Yeah. I'm gonna just try and tie it to a post or something nearby.
You loop it through the stone balcony fretwork that the arch-villain failed to realize would be used as a rope wrap, and you secure it.
Oversight.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Salt,
So-
you
Yeah,
climb
you
up
can
it.
climb
You've been a sailor from your whole life. You don't have to make a check. So you get to the top of it. Are you following Lahuna, or are you remaining with Gerald?
What's Jaggerjaw doing?
Come on, Lahuna. Sort of try and pull her away from the leg.
Okay, bye.
You'll be
Gerald,
here when
I
you get
like
back.
you. Bye. Bye. Have fun. Don't be too stony or anything. I like you. Bye. Bye. Go for a walk. It's good for you. And then I go with Jaggerjaw. It's fine.
I'm gonna.
God damn it.
Flick, you don't see anything up here. You're busy marveling at the view, because from here you can see all the way to the sea.
+8
I'm a climb up.
investigation, and I rolled a 1.
Victor sort of
Sorry,
turns
yes, you
to,
rolled a 1.
to
What am I
Flick
doing?
and goes, remind me again why I haven't
Natural
retired yet. Yay! We're starting out well, I feel.
Yeah. There we go.
What are you guys looking for? Oh, you don't have to make climbing checks. No, you guys you've been on a ship for years. This is literally just climbing up a 70-foot rope. It's easy. It's not a problem.
I love
All right.
this.
You get onto the balcony. It runs
All right.
to the far right-hand side, right up to the volcano waterfall, and there are 2 doors directly off of this corridor. As far as Flick is concerned, all is well. There's just the quiet, gentle
Permission to
clinking
check the room,
sound
Captain.
of the lava.
Be my guest.
Jaggerjaw reaches into his jacket, pulls out what looks to be a thin bit of circular rubbery fabric.
Okay.
I will portable hole
Ooh.
Ooh.
You make
and
a
peer in.
portable and you peer in.
Yep.
Okay. Into this section here where you're standing, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll go for the corner, because I'll imagine that the corner of the room will have some form of like cover or concealment.
Okay,
Like
sure.
not trying to sort of show up
You
behind
look
someone.
into the back of an armored head, standing in front of what appears to be a rather large chamber with a stone statue of some kind of lizard-like beast in the middle of it, but it's obscured by this head of armor, the helmet, and the pauldrons, and then you also realize that it's armor on a display rack.
Ah, whew. I was gonna quickly like reach in, grab the helmet, and just bang. Okay, no, that's fine. I'll take off my.
All right.
Oh, wait,
that's
sorry,
what
did
you're
I-
doing.
There wasn't anyone in there, was there?
Not that you can see. There was no movement whatsoever. Absolutely no movement
Cool.
whatsoever.
I'll give a thumbs up.
All right. Meanwhile, Lahuna, you've been inching your way towards the far end of the passageway. What are you doing?
Yeah. I would like to listen at this door, see if there's anybody chatting.
All right. Give me a perception check, if you so please.
I shall do that thing. Nope, that's persuasion. Sorry. I'm so sorry for that sound.
Loud cat.
I thought it was
There
me
is
for a second.
indeed a cat sound on the other side of the door.
Aw.
That's what you're hearing. You muted?
Sorry, I muted myself because I inadvertently trapped a cat in here with me.
Oh, no.
I thought they were all gone, but that one's black and it lurks. So Lahuna goes, "Ooh, a kitty!" and opens the door.
Okay, you're going to open the door, or try to. Anyway, Captain Salt, your crew are going off in different directions. What are you doing?
It's what they always do.
That's what they
I'm
do,
just
yeah.
gonna, that's what they do. I'm gonna just try this door.
You're just going to open the door after the thumbs up from Jaggerjaw. All right.
Yeah.
You open up the door, and that reveals this large room with 4 pieces of armor in the corners, highly decorative elvish armor, and in the very center is this large carving of, it looks to be a wingless dragon or drake, perhaps. The nomenclature eludes you at the moment. As you look in, there's some doors leading outwards, but other than that, not much is going on.
Right. What have you got over there, Luna?
There's a kitty in here.
Right.
That is true. That's what Luna says
Okay.
as she's opening the door.
I think it wants to be friends.
Floating Flick, what are you doing? Because you're still flying.
Yeah. Does this fortress have a roof?
To a degree, it's a pitched slate roof like the ones just off of the edge of the map that you can see to the south. But yes, it does, and it's damaged in some places, intact in others.
Okay. I'm gonna just sort of float gently round and sort of poke my head round and try and look at where the lava's coming from.
Give me a dexterity saving throw
Flick, be careful.
as you discover a fundamental property of flight, which Leonardo da Vinci could not know.
Oh no.
Mm. This is gonna go badly.
Oh!
Oh,
Ooh.
that is not where you want to roll a natural one.
That is that.
Oh dear.
That is
Not good.
that. I don't know why it's not. No.
Yep.
Okay. It's like no. I will not. There we go.
Yay! You did it.
2 ones already!
2 ones in a row. That's a great start.
Get them out of the way early. That's
As you
good.
drift out over the lava, you discover the properties of hot air and are sent high up, tumbling head over heels as you are hit by a massive thermal rising above this volcano. That's where you go. Roll a d6 for me, please.
This is why I don't fly.
Tell me again why
You
I
have
haven't
been shot
retired.
40 foot up into the air as this thermal has taken place. And what you can see from your new vantage point with watering eyes is a large ballista entrenchment, which is unmanned at the moment. You reckon this is a ship-grade ballista, so it would be able to fire quite easily if it were manned. But yes, it is not currently manned. There is a very dodgy rope wooden bridge across the span, and then there's the actual volcano itself. Now, what you can see from here is in the middle of the volcano, in the caldera, is this large circular platform that has been built and is currently glowing green, with an individual moving about it, it seems to be inscribing those runes, giving them power. Yes, from this distance, though, you can't hear what the person is saying over the sounds of the volcano. But there is definitely a hunched figure in a cowl and very ostentatious robes, with little red garnets supposedly looking like the lava itself, hopping around busy doing those rune inscriptions.
Right. And he's not seen me?
That's a very good question.
I didn't want to ask that question.
That's a
quite
very
busy.
This is
good-
like a little kobold going like a balloon.
I will bring him up
He's
right now.
blue, so he's camouflaged against the sky.
The sky.
Ah,
There
yeah.
is that. There is that. No, he has not seen you.
Okay, good.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, has not seen you.
I don't like that name.
Yeah, I don't like
I
that.
don't like that name.
Well, it's not my turn.
No, so I'll come back to you. Okay, Lahuna, you did
Yeah.
open the door,
Yeah.
and inside it looks like a hurricane has happened
Okay. So
because
like my cabin in the ship.
yeah, basically.
Pants everywhere. Yeah. legit.
Absolute mess everywhere. And there appears to be a reason for that. There is a very, very large animal, a cat, that is present. I will bring it into the room right now. that's busy stalking around looking very, very angry. It's kind of got this very beautiful red fur with yellow stripes in it. But as you look at it, I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, that is not what Luna is good at.
Oh dear.
She's a paladin. She doesn't have any wisdom. That's ridiculous.
You stop because suddenly those stripes shift on its fur in an oscillating pattern.
Ooh.
And you are now paralyzed.
Oh, look at the pretty kitty. It's so pretty. I can't look away from the pretty kitty.
You can't look away from the
Luna,
pretty
what-
kitty.
Look away from the pretty kitty. It's so
We're going this way. What are you doing?
I'm
This
just
is what
doing-
Lahuna's saying. That's all you can hear. It's just
Yes.
Luna halfway through the door, talking like that.
Yes, you are now paralyzed.
No.
Jaggerjaw?
Jaggerjaw sees Luna purring at the cat on the inside.
Except that now it's just gone.
Can I make a insight check to see if it's a involuntary sort of
Give me a medicine check.
heard not doing any?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Chuck's good at medicine.
Yeah.
Chuck's the doctors. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
They've got a good
Alright.
sense of blood.
Come on, buddy.
That's true.
Nah, no clue.
No.
She's fine.
Nah.
She's just doing what she
Fine.
does. You
No,
see her doing this
I'm
with
gonna-
fish all the time.
I'm gonna walk in then,
And eggs.
All right? And eggs.
drawing out my heavy anchor.
Okay. Yes.
Don't kill me.
I'm not
As you
smashing
do
anything
that,
yet.
the entire
Oh.
statue looks down at you,
Like this big one.
Oh no.
like that big one.
If I
no.
start to put it away, does it look away from me?
No.
No.
Its mouth starts to open, as a matter of fact, and you see this very black energy starting to build within its maw.
Try to get back.
Ah, inanimate object. Why?
Captain Salt,
Try to get back here.
what are you doing? Your party
Luna,
is
what are
well
you-
dispersed, tactically spread.
I don't know. Can I grab and drag Jagsy back out?
Sure, if Jagsy wants to be dragged out.
Oh, but I want to hit it.
Jagsy, get back out here! And I just go back and then just grab his coat and I just try to drag him back out onto the balcony.
Are you resisting Jaggerjaw?
I've learned better than to do that. So yep.
If you go backwards, the creature will get an attack of opportunity on you.
Oh.
Yes.
I want to go backwards. I want to go backwards. I don't want an attack of opportunity.
Give me a strength check, Captain Salt. Opposed strength check, please, Jaggerjaw.
All right. No.
Once again,
No.
Captain Salt remembers that trying to move Jaggerjaw is only possible with a sandwich from Le Chef.
That's true. All right. Fine. Victor just pulls out his sword and unhooks his massive axe from his belt and just, all right then.
Okay, we're going to go into combat and initiative, thanks to Fantasy Grounds says it's
Sorry, Luna.
Kitty
You
who
seemed
gets
fine.
to go first. So, oh no, don't worry about initiative. Fantasy Grounds has done it for us already. Thank you, though. The cat, now that it has a prone target who smells of fish,
Sorry.
moves forward and very delicately, as they sometimes do, just opens up its mouth, revealing these 4 massive dagger-like teeth, and just delicately puts it on your shoulder as it's about to drag you back into the room. It has advantage on this. And gets a natural 20!
Oh no!
Oh no. This is so
I
bad.
feel like I need 9 lives to survive this. Lahuna's fine with this though. She's like, well, Kitty wants
Yeah. You're lucky though. You only take 6 points of damage as the teeth wrap around you, and then the cat drags you back into the room with it. A very pretty kitty. Alright. So it's doing that. You may make a saving throw against this psychedelic effect, wisdom saving throw, because its fur is now still oscillating. If it was moving quickly before, now it is absolutely pulsating with cat-like glee.
I gain a bonus on my saving throw
Nice.
because I am surrounded by an aura of protection. This bonus is equal to my charisma modifier, which is
Nice.
3.
Lovely. Lovely.
So I'm going to roll the thing
Yes.
and then add 3 with my face head.
Nice.
So that's 5.
That is.
Am I unparalyzed? Please tell me I'm unparalyzed.
Yes, you are indeed unparalyzed. And I've just realised that saber tooth did not crit.
No, because it was
Because it did
Did it
roll a
damage?
natural 20. So I'm gonna give you some
Oh,
more
I see.
damage. Just quickly.
No,
Not
I
much.
don't want that. That's fine.
Another 10 damage.
That's
You're
a lot.
okay.
I don't need more teeth points in
Yes.
my shoulder.
You are no longer paralysed. Unfortunately, that took effect at the end of your round. So you
That's
are
fine.
coming to as this cat is now starting to maul on you very delicately.
How is the cat reacting to the licking? Because the armor is not paralyzed, and the armor is currently sampling this cat.
Yes, the
and going,
moment
"Yeah,
the
we've never
moment
tried
your
something like this
eyes can now move freely, you look over at the cat. It's got this massive purple tongue, which is busy rasping over your armor, and you're not sure who is enjoying this more, as the coral tendrils are trying to wrap around its big raspy tongue, or its raspy tongue is going, "Oh, it came pre-spiced. That's
There's a lot of
nice."
licking going on. That's all I
It's a
know.
meeting of minds. They
It's-
found each other.
Yeah.
Someone who licks back.
Meanwhile,
I kind of was half expecting the cat to start like.
meanwhile, there's a lot of stuff going on in the other chamber as this giant beast is now looking at you. It's just going to
Hello.
bite you. That's all it's doing. It's just going to bite you because that's what it does. That's what
It's the
they
thing.
like to do. Yes. Although now that Salt is there, as a matter of fact, you can see its mouth getting ready to rip into you, and then it goes, nah. And it
Oh,
just
no.
blasts out this black fire, which washes out over the two of you. You can both make dexterity saving throws, if you please.
Oh, great. I'm so good at those.
Jagsy passes, Victor fails.
No! I was good too.
It was... well, let's-
It was
let's-
okay. It was
let's-
okay.
Let's not judge it. This black...
My mommy
black
thinks it's a good roll.
fire washes over you, and you take 49
Oh!
damage.
Oh! What?
Jagsy, you take half of that.
24.
Yeah.
Ow. Well, I'm glad we
So-
switched characters. That's all I can say.
Holy crap!
I
There's
will,
a lot of damage.
that
is a lot.
is a significant amount of damage as this blackened flame washes out over you. What are you perceiving, Luna, apart from a giant cat trying to eat you?
Oh, I'm just curious if I can hear this from the other room. That's all. I didn't want to.
yes, you
interrupt the
can. You hear this
Yeah.
whooshing sound, screaming,
and screaming.
shouting,
Victor going,
Cursing.
"Ah!"
flow. Sizzling. Sure.
yeah, the general unhappiness.
Smell of bacon.
Flick.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
40.
40 foot up in the air.
So, Pinky. Now, what we can do at this point
Pinky appears, tentacles.
is
He's only got 7. One of them, unfortunately, was lost in a rather indiscreet moment where he may or may not have attempted to sneak into the galley. And there was a declaring of "No calamari will ever invade my space!" And since then, Flick has been on 7 tentacles.
so. So
So we could either go and kill the bad guy, or go and save the crew. What should we do? Yes, I think we should kill the bad guy as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Flick.
it's
Why?
going to gently fly down to the ballista. Yeah.
It's good to see that we haven't missed a beat after not playing these characters for so long.
Yeah, we're just right back into it.
What can I do?
And
We embraced them.
can Flick sense how far away? So I'm counting the squares.
Yeah.
Is he within 60 foot?
The individual on the dais?
Uh-huh.
Yes, he is.
Okay, cool. Flick is going to cast telekinesis,
Yes.
which means he needs to make a strength check against my spellcasting ability, which is intelligence.
Okay, give me a second here, and of course he's now gone because Oh no, there he is. There he is. Thanks, Fantasy Grounds, for keeping him in track as to where he should be.
Yay,
So
thank you,
I
Fantasy
get to
Grounds.
add him because hey, let's do 3 combats at once.
Yeah, Mark.
I'm down with that.
What a great idea!
So he is busy doing this. You are casting telekinesis against this little figure hopping around.
Mhm.
And he has to make a saving throw, is that correct?
Yes, strength.
Strength 12.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Damn it!
8. What are we rolling against? This is awfully exciting.
It fails.
It fails. So your telekinesis fails. As your spell washes over him, he looks up and he sort of hops around and looks directly at you. Oh, no, you didn't, he shouts. He's got this sort of greenish skin. He looks to be goblinish.
Oh, for crying out loud! You're supposed to be dead!
Says you. I'm not dead. But you are. That's what he's shouting. Just to clarify, it's not snicked. Just to
Okay.
clarify.
No, we figured.
Oh, okay.
Jagged
I
Jaw.
thought it was. Flick thinks it is.
All right.
Oh, you're back!
All right. So, I'm going to, as a bonus action,
This massive beast.
with a
above
verbal
you.
component,
Yes.
select this creature, whatever it might be, as the target for my hunter's mark.
Very well. It is marked.
Excellent, excellent. Whenever I deal damage to him, I get an extra d6 points of damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to introduce him to my exquisite anchor that I had custom made over the last 3 years. It is forged from the fires of one of the most memorable cooking pots my nan ever used to make a famous curry. I hold it as a memento to her as I swing it and bring it crashing into your face.
You hit it. You hit this poor innocent creature in the face.
Innocent. Yeah.
You smack it for 10 damage. It yelps.
And an extra d6.
And an extra d6, which I will add. It yelps in pain. as you
Plank.
Bang it across the nose with the pot. You doing anything else?
No, I think that's about it. Let me just check something super quick.
Okay.
Oh, no, I've got an extra attack, so let's smack him again, shall we?
I was about to say, you are level 10 now. The character, just for those of you that are wondering how on earth this crew got to where it
still
was.
Nice!
They're now all level 10. 3 years have passed. You wallop it for a massive 22 damage.
Do I also... I don't double the extra damage from the Hunter's Mark, do I?
No, you just add that on top.
Hey!
An extra 6.
The
Very nice.
beast holds back tears. Great big black oozing like substance from the blinding pain you just inflicted in its snout.
Sorry, I should also point out, because I'm also level 10, I now have Colossus Slayer. Whenever I hit a creature that is less than its maximum hit points, I also deal a d8 damage.
Nice. So another
Nice.
4.
Because
It now openly starts crying.
Oh no!
good.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a young red shadow dragon.
It-
It's just
yes.
a baby.
It is. It's really
Bad Shadow Dragon.
Victor Salt, you watch as Jaggerjaw unleashes his full fury, dealing 50
All right.
points of damage. It's just a mega assault into this poor beast. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna sort of walk around
Okay,
to slash it from the other side when it's not looking.
make your attack.
And to rearrange my window a little bit. There we go. That was a hit. I'm going to use menacing attack, which means it has to do wisdom save or be frightened of me.
Ha! Everyone's fighting a Victor. Even dragons.
Just checking to see if it has. Oh wait, wrong creature. I'm just checking to see if it has immunity from
That's true. It might
fear.
be frightened.
It does not have immunity from fear of Victor Salt.
Victor
So
just sort of dodges around and goes, ah! Just stabs it into the neck.
what save is it again?
Jaggerjaw goes, ah!
Wisdom. A wisdom save.
It's terrified of
Against-
you. It's absolutely
Yes, it
terrified
is.
of you.
And I also do damage, and I do an extra d10 from my attack.
Nice. Okay, I will add that damage.
Oh, I should have dragged it onto the thing. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. So the one damage was taken through. The other one is I've added on manually. It is now terrified of you,
And
so it's
then
going to try
I'm
and
going
move
to
away
use-
from you as fast as it can. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. And I'm also going to use a bonus action to do second wind and heal myself for 18.
Nice. Top of the round. There's a kitty busy licking you, but it realizes that you have stopped being you, and so it's just going to bite you. Yeah.
Oh.
Or try to, anyway. Which it does. It does. It does. It does. It does.
Ow.
Quite successfully, I should say.
It's very good at its job.
That much damage. And then it claws you
Oh no!
Bad kitty.
and misses on its first attack.
Okay, good.
And
Oh, no!
gets a natural 20 on its second attack, because apparently
Who
that's
is
how
this
tonight's
guy?
going. We don't have enough of these running around.
1 or 20? Which would you like?
Yes.
No in between.
Yeah, that's how
That's
we
it.
roll.
120.
That's how we roll. So you take
Extremely.
another 22 points of damage on top of that, because you don't need to live.
What?
I don't know, that's what Fantasy Grounds is saying, apparently. Lahuna, you are up. You are leaking fish sauce as far as the cat is concerned. The
it's
tartar
a mess.
flows, and it's.
Just get out of there. Maybe he can't open doors. Some cats can't open doors, I've heard.
Or climb trees.
They're learning. Yeah, maybe.
Oh no.
Clever
There we
girl.
go.
So Lahuna looks up at this cat and says, "Bad kitty. I would like to roll an athletics check to try and jump on top of the kitty."
You give me an athletics check to try and jump on top of the kitty. The kitty
I'm going
is
to
going
do
to
that.
do.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, the cat is going to do what all cats do when they don't want to be touched. So it is going to just lie there absolutely still,
Mhm.
because it rolled a natural 1.
Oh!
What are these rolls?
What is
Can I say, guys,
happening?
I'm riding a giant cat.
So yes, I'm going to say that you have managed to leap up onto its back, because when that's what you got to deal with, that's what you got to deal with.
I feel like the saber-toothed cat was just in a state of pure and unbridled confusion.
It really was.
Like, what's happening right now?
It really was. Now it's currently panicking because it's not a battle cat. Yeah.
It's about to panic more because I'm grabbing it with one arm. That means it's instantly getting licked by all of my armor as I lie flat on top of the cat with my arm around its neck. I have my sword in my hands. I go, Flameo, which is the keyword for it to catch fire, and then I attack the cat.
All right. You've used your actions to get to where you are now, so we'll come to you next round as you hit it with the flaming sword, bringing back childhood memories of myself being absolutely upset when people attack tigers with fire. Jungle Book.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He was doing nothing wrong.
I got the reference.
So the dragon that has failed its save, it's going to move. It's not leaving contact with you, Jagged Jaw, and I don't believe that it's moving away from you because of a fear effect evokes an attack of opportunity from you, Captain Salt. So the dragon is going to move this way. It is going to make a passing attack at Jagged Jaw, and then miss completely. And then, and it can do this, which I think is super cool. You might not.
Being on the receiving end as we are.
Being on the receiving end.
If it detonates,
so
I'll be
I'm gonna
unhappy.
just do that quickly, and so that happens, and then it does a thing, which I will roll very, very quickly.
This is
a thing.
This is not very
And
well.
the two of you need to make perception checks, please.
Oh, all right. Nope. Victor's too angry.
Oh my
Can't
god.
do anything.
In the
Damn it.
gloom, it vanishes.
It vanishes.
What is going on here?
Meanwhile, so you think you're gonna stop me? I am the great Warlock Voxin Chan. I will bring about the destruction of this world for my master, and you will not stop me. Also, I will have my villain statement, even if you are jumping to the end of the adventure before it starts. So, that's what he is screaming at you with dark intent.
All right.
As he points his finger directly at you and starts to mutter something under his breath.
Sure.
You can
Counterspell.
what?
Counterspell.
Just counterspell, just like that. Just gonna counterspell. Just counterspell. Counterspell.
He's turning more and more into my Windswift character. That's all I'm saying. Flying and counterspell. That was like the two.
That was the two. So counterspell, it's higher than a level 3 spell. So there's some rolls that need to happen there.
I'll cast it at 4th level then.
Okay. Well, fine. You counter a spell.
No spell from him.
I
No
just
spell for you.
like being like, no.
And he loses the spell. So he
loses that action.
screams at, no fair, no magic.
What do you mean, no magic?
I mean, no magic. It's not fair. You.
But we're both wizards. Well, you're a warlock, I'm a wizard. You know, we both use
I'm
magic.
so much better than a wizard. My power comes from my dark lord who's going to make sure that I take over the universe. What have you got a promise of being a librarian? It's
I'm
your
going to
turn.
cast.
Oh.
I'm going to immediately cast Synaptic Static.
Next turn is just mobbed by a group of librarians who come in for vengeance.
He
Don't
does,
piss off librarians, man.
Counterspell? Does he have Counterspell?
he does not.
Okay. Sure. So he needs to make an intelligence saving throw against a DC of 17.
Ooh, very nice.
Okay. Gets 13.
Okay, sure.
What happens to him?
Like one for librarians.
He takes 8d6 psychic damage.
Ow.
Oh.
6, 7, 8. Okay.
That is a lot of psychic damage.
Eh. Eh. Oh no, I can't roll it on him. Oh, okay. So I'll roll it into
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He takes 20. I rolled 4 ones.
A lot of ones.
Wow.
He got off light.
Yeah.
He did indeed. He screams in pain.
Hearing smells by now.
Yep.
He screams in pain as your spell wraps around him.
So after he's failed as well,
Yes.
the target has muddled thoughts for a minute. During that time, it has to roll a d6 and subtract the number rolled from its attack rolls and ability checks, as well as its constitution saving throws to maintain concentration.
There we go. Nice.
Pretty
Nice.
bad.
Pretty
So-
bad, I would say. Yes.
Yeah. You need to roll
build
a
the
d6.
warlock to fight the fighters, and the warlock fights the mage. Pretty bad.
Woohoo!
Meanwhile, there's a fish riding a cat.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. This is perfect. This is
All
wonderful.
gone
All right, so
topsy-turvy.
he is completely consumed by this power. Jaggedjaw. The room is absolutely silent except for the heavy bleeding sound. Oh, not so much heavy bleeding sound. The dripping sound coming from Captain Salt and the heavy breathing of the combatants.
Can I look at the ground and see if there's like pools of blood appearing in places,
Sadly,
like in front of me?
there is not.
Very well. I'm going to, at risk of being chomped, move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to here.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the portable hole.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Lahuna, what are you?
Lahuna is currently
I-
riding a large
I
cat.
peel the portable hole off the wall. Never mind. No, I don't. I don't peel it off the wall.
Never mind. Don't want to know.
You're just. Yeah, because from what I see, Lahuna is riding a giant saber-toothed tiger with a flaming sword. And I'm just expecting for any moment,
just leave it to
I
it.
have the power! And then armor to appear on it, and, you know, it just
I
becomes a
am
whole thing.
Shoefish.
That's
No,
what
that's
you're
fine.
doing?
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, are you all right? No, wait, the wrong accent. that was Norman. You all right?
I don't think this cat likes being ridden very much, but I'm working on it.
Victor Salt?
How how high is this plinth thing that the dragon was standing on?
How high? It stands 5 foot high, and then the statue of the dragon, which is no longer there, it was the actual dragon itself, stands another
Yeah,
15
5
foot
foot, yeah.
above that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was considering like jumping up on it, but
You
like
could,
no,
yeah.
not if it's 5 foot. I don't want to. It's too much work.
Please.
Victor's just gonna sort of walk around the room, checking if this dang creature, and then upon hearing Luna talking about a giant cat, I'm gonna just rush to the door and try to get around to her room, but I can't count, so I'm not sure how far I can get.
You can get to the door and into the passageway without a problem whatsoever.
You
Yeah,
can walk
it's-
through the portal.
Yeah.
I can. It's that big.
How big is your...
Yeah, I can make it up to 10. I can make it up to 10 foot. I would have made it big enough for.
Okay.
All right,
least-
fair enough.
I'll
Then
step
just
through.
go. Just throw me in there. Victor just jumps through the hole, and I'm gonna stab the cat in the face.
Make your attack, because that's all you've done so far. Is
I'm a fighter. What do you want
No,
from
no,
me?
sorry. So as in, you didn't have to get up and move over. It was just you walked over. So that's all you've
Yeah,
done so
yeah,
far. So
exactly.
yeah.
I was like, why am I being like personally attacked here? Okay. I keep having to move everything. Wait, there. Add some
You
damage.
smack that cat. It growls. Yes, indeed.
Then I'm gonna use my bonus action to hit it with my axe.
Almost a
Almost.
20.
Almost 20. And then some damage.
Lots of damage
And then
to
I'm
the
gonna-
cat.
Hit it again.
'Cause you can. That's 19. Definite hit. More damage. It's bleeding.
That's all of my hitting.
That's
I'm
all.
done hitting now, guy.
That's all. You're done now. Okay.
I'm done now,
sure.
guy.
All right. The cat is going absolutely ballistic with Lahuna on its back. It is going to try and do this quickly, which it succeeds in doing. So it knows exactly what to do. And I'm going to need you to please give me an animal handling check. Is animal handling still a skill? Yes, it is, I think.
Yeah.
Give it to
Yeah.
me, please.
Yeah, it is for sure. I'm at -1. Come on, fancy grounds. Give me one of those 20s.
There's a 10. It dislodges you quite easily. It sort of jumps up, arches its back, lands. Its back is still arched, its fur is up, it hisses at you. So it's effectively escaped a grapple effect. And its fur changes colour from that beautiful orange and yellow. It washes around to deep purples and blacks, which again start to flash in all different directions. And that will require you, Lahuna, to give me a wisdom saving throw or be mesmerized.
I shall do that. I have +3 to the saving throw because of my aura.
Yes.
Nice.
And that's sufficient. You are not mesmerized. You can do as you so choose. I don't know why it's saying that you're still paralyzed. I'm going to take that away from you now. Yeah.
It's okay. Oh, is it my go now? It's my go now.
It's your turn. Yeah, sorry.
My go.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Lahuna says, "Well, Kitty, if you're not going to play nicely, then I'm afraid I'm going to have to cook you." So I'm assuming my sword is still flaming.
Yes.
I attack the cat. I get 2 attacks now. It's pretty
Make
exciting.
attacks.
I also do an additional. Well, that wasn't very successful.
Oh no!
So many ones.
The button's going to wear out.
Yeah.
You completely missed that attack. Absolutely missed.
I think my sword goes out. It's so disappointed in me. It just goes out.
It's embarrassed. It's no longer your... Yeah, it just goes out.
Like-
All right.
Like, that's just not cool. I have a second attack, however.
Okay.
So I use my bonus action, Flameo! And I reflame my sword,
Okay.
and I attempt to stab the cat again.
Go for it.
I will try.
Ow!
Whoa!
Whoa!
Freaking hell.
Okay.
rounds.
Okay. No.
The exact same roll.
On that, the cat gets a free attack because you've basically just been lying down in front of it. It yeah. That's
Wow.
I'm just windmilling round.
yes.
I'm not,
All right,
I'm
Cat,
not
I'm
even
going to start
stabbing.
doing this.
The cat
of course,
hits you,
Yes. And if you get hit, that's your own fault.
and does some damage to you as it I think it's a sympathy lick actually more than an actual attack. All right,
think
you're
it bit
done.
itself.
You're done. I'm just going
Yeah.
to move away from you.
I think it
because
just
it's a disaster.
bit itself
Yeah, guy,
according
yeah.
to Fantasy Grounds. It just bit itself.
So, ironically, the corner that you all retreated to is the corner where this thing had to run to because of where Salt had cast Fear. They get to make the dragon gets to make a saving throw each round. Is that correct?
That's possible.
Although you're no longer even in the room, so it's absolutely fine. It's just going to attack the poor old Sharkan. So from the darkness, it has advantage on this attack.
I cast magic missile on the darkness.
It can't magic missile in the darkness. No, it hits you as it bites you from above, and then drops down next to you with 2 attacks. The first attack hits,
Don't die.
dealing that much damage. The second claw, natural 20.
Oh! Ow!
I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going on. This is insane. I swear there are no mods loaded. I didn't even think you can load mods, but you take that much damage.
I'm okay.
You're okay. I'm fine. Okay, our delusional warlock who had a moment of grandeur. He has all sorts of effects happening to him. What's going on, Flick? What's
Well,
he's
it's
got
his
to roll
turn,
a-
isn't it?
Yeah, it's his turn. So
He's got to roll a d6. Yeah.
1.
And then... Oh.
Oh,
What happens on a 1?
Well, he just gets -1 to all of his rolls, basically.
Oh, he just
Well,
gets
most of
-1
them.
to all of his rolls. Okay, all right, that's fine. Yeah. So, right.
What can he do against Flick the Wizard, who's flying around going, "Woo!"
Yes. What can he do? He's got all these wonderful spells, which are great. So he points his finger at you, and he's like, "Oh, really? You're going to do that to me? The great Voxen!" As he's having
Are
this.
you okay? You're slurring a little bit.
Screw you, Blue Man! He shouts as he incants this dark spell. You are within range. You need to give me a saving throw, if you so please. A wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
That will
all
do.
right.
For a moment, these black thorns start to form a crown around your head, but then they just turn into smoke and disappear. Oh, blast! He's,
Oh, you got.
he's quite unhappy at the moment.
Flack, where are you?
He is then 5, 10, 15, 20. He gets here, and he's like, "Oh, I'll show you the power of Voxen Chan. Who really was supposed to be much more epic than he currently is." Flick, you're up.
Fleck, where are you?
Yeah, I'm afraid you'd have to make a perception check to hear that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with disadvantage.
blue
There's a
little
giant
bastard,
lava
get in there.
waterfall right next to you.
The wind in the ears.
Yeah, I'm not
No,
gonna
you
hear
don't hear it, I'm afraid.
that. I'm going to take out a little. It's like an incredibly delicate little wand. It's about maybe it's just like half a foot. It's just almost made of crystal. I'm gonna go. This should work. Lightning bolt. A massive 100-foot line lightning bolt springs out of the wand and smashes into him.
It does hit him, absolutely.
Hits him. Yep, and it smashes into him, and he has to take 8d6 lightning damage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who's doing the lightning bolt too?
Yeah.
It's like they're in the room.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
If you just
8.
start casting sending, I don't know what I'm doing.
32
He takes
damage.
32 lightning damage. And if he has,
All right.
and if he has anything flammable on him, he gets set on fire. Clothes, for example.
I imagine if you work in a volcano, you wear asbestos underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
maybe.
say so.
Yeah, okay,
Yep.
I'll give him that one.
All right.
Maybe just the pants, but
How'd you like that?
So basically, Australian summer wear.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Jagged jaw.
I'm going to glare at this creature, looking at it with my beady black eye,
It looks bad.
as I guarded step away and use a move action to strip my portal away.
Nice.
No, no, I've got 5 hit points left. This ain't happening.
Okay, sure.
You hear a dull thump from the wall.
All right, that's all I can do.
That was great.
Victor Salt.
Probably gonna have to stab that cat again.
Oh no, wait, sorry. You have to make a wisdom saving throw. You're in the presence of the cat.
do.
+3.
You get +3. That's
Ooh.
nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's fine because you're next to me.
Oh goodness.
The power of my limbs.
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Victor Salt's not
I'm-
moving. Unless you've got something that will.
I'm gonna use Indomitable, and re-roll that actually.
Indomitable, lovely. Okay.
Indomitable. Nope.
Apparently not
fancy
that
pants.
indomitable or indomitable.
Nope. He's not having a great day.
Victor's frozen.
Indomitable.
Victor is frozen. Top of the round, the cat is still alive. This is what I love about D&D, and it's surrounded by enemies, which it doesn't really care. It's going to attack Lahuna because Victor didn't do anything. So it claws at you, which bites you, which hits for that much damage, which puts you in the dying state.
Oh
Because that's what needs to happen.
Flick.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Lahuna drops. There's your first save, which is a failed death save. Unless you've got some wonderful means of self-restoration.
Well, I do if I'm conscious.
Ah. Right. I'll come back to you when you are.
We're just gonna
There's also
die in
something
this
to do if
shed.
I'm conscious.
Yeah,
There's
you're
this-
all
we
going to
can
die in this
die
shed.
in a shed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Flick's gonna walk in the door going,
Oh!
Yeah.
Hey guys, I saved the world! Oh no!
Yes. Back to the Warlock on the mount. Is he still affected? Does he have to? He gets another saving throw, doesn't he? To resist
no,
your...
he's just, he has -1 to everything for the next minute.
For the next minute, that's it. Just it. Okay. All right.
I mean, you could possibly argue that he has to re-roll for everything he tries to do, but I mean that's
No, it's
like a minus a d6 for everything.
Yeah.
So he has to roll on his concentration at -1 because he got hit by a lightning.
Yeah, he's not doing any concentration though. You
but
foiled his spell
yeah.
by passing your saving throw. What's up with that? So he is looking around in absolute terror as this whole thing is going on, and he shrieks at you in abyssal, and his
which I
shriek
understand.
is, "Oh my dark lord! Oh, I beg and beseech you, bring forth the minion you have promised me this day." And he needs to make one little intelligence saving throw, which he fails.
Oh wow!
And then he looks down and realizes that his foot has crossed over the circle, and that is why the spell did not summon forth what he was hoping to summon forth.
You're a bit stupid, aren't you?
It's at that point that he runs. 10, 15.
He runs.
Yeah, he gets to the bridge and has to make a dexterity saving throw. Which he does, and you see him
Okay.
nimbly skipping across. Give me a perception check, Flick, if you can.
Sure. No, not bad, not bad.
Not bad.
17.
You watch as he hops on every second plank, quite purposefully.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he gets to the central rock and he stops.
Uh-huh.
Jaggerjaw,
Wait, whoa. He did that on my turn.
he did. Did I skip
Yep.
you? I skipped you.
Yep.
I'm so
No, you just took his turn.
I just took
No!
Richard's hand. Yeah, you don't need it.
You like took his turn and had it for the Warlock. The Warlock's like, "Mwahaha!"
I'm that powerful. I can take your turn away if you do.
It's to
Yes.
steal your turn.
What
Sorry.
level is that?
So yes, it's your turn.
I can fly 60 foot. So I'm going to fly. Woo! 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 5, 50, 55, 60. And I'm going to float above the platform there.
He's stopped. Well, he stopped on the rock, but he sees you and he hisses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yep.
gonna cut you.
And then I cast lightning bolt in his face.
Have another lightning bolt!
You hit him square on in the face.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Ha!
29 lightning damage straight into his
I
face.
think his nose is melted.
Yes.
He is, well, he is looking terrible. Blackened, singed, burnt to... His eyes are bloodshot more so than they were before. He looks completely frazzled.
You give up!
He will respond on his turn. Jaggerjaw?
Jaggerjaw, quickly turning and seeing the catastrophe that's now happening, is going to move over to here.
Sure.
And I'm within reach of the creature.
Yes, you are.
I'm going to... Is there casting defensively?
You're going to try and cast what? No, go for it.
Can I cast defensively?
So that you don't invoke an attack of opportunity? Sure.
Yeah. I will try to cast defensively and cast Cure Wounds upon my dear unconscious Luna.
Lovely!
Bring to power.
Throw it. Just drop the value from the Cure Wounds onto Lahuna and it will automatically restore her to life.
Okay.
Don't drop on the cat.
Don't drop it on the cat. Don't drop it on the cat.
Cat holds up a sign saying drop it on the cat. Natural 1 there, so yes, you restored 2 hit points to Pescarian.
All right.
Victor Salt, you are still mesmerized, so you.
I don't have lips. This is harder than it looks.
Give me another wisdom saving throw. Yes, please.
+3 now because I'm alive again.
You're alive again. That's a success. You can act as you so choose. The cat looks up at you with these big purple eyes.
Victor was like mid-stab when he got frozen, so he's just kind of...
Make your attack.
Couldn't have stopped it if he wanted to.
Make your attack.
I will.
You hit it.
Yay!
For a little damage.
And then I'm going to hit it again.
It looks at you with bigger eyes. You hit it again. And how do you kill it?
I did it, just sort of stabs it, and then it just turns the sword over and just straight down through the skull, and just sort of puts his foot on the skull and just turns the sword around a couple of times and like to make sure it's properly dead. And then he finally sort of staggers back. I was going to use no, never mind. It's dead.
It's dead. Okay.
One day we'll work through Victor's anger issues.
One day, not today. Lahuna?
Not this day.
What are you doing, Lahuna?
First thing I do is I pull a potion, this sort of effervescent red thing that when I move it, it sort of sparkles and glows. And I go, "Thank you. Are you thirsty?" And I hand it to Jaggerjaw.
Don't eat the bottle.
What's it gonna do?
2 points.
I'm just saying, it's a nice bottle.
Yeah, it's a nice bottle.
Fine. I'll thank you, Luna.
How am I applying this to him?
Well, if it is liquid nitrogen, we'll roll damage.
Yeah, very trusting. This is just seawater. That was the saltiest thing I've ever tasted. And I ate a block of salt.
Apply. What am I doing here? Somebody help
I
me.
don't know. What are you doing?
What is it? It's a healing
I
potion,
have
right?
the potion, the right potion, correctly listed in my inventory, and I'm trying to apply it to this fish man.
So open up the potion by clicking on the little dragon head or the information symbol.
Has been done.
Okay, and that will show you how much it restores.
2d4
Does
plus
not
2.
because it's trying to be all sneaky.
Oh.
All right, so it's 2d. It's a potion of healing.
It's a potion of extra healy goodness.
Okay.
I tell you what, I'm going to do some research on that, and I'll get back to you.
You'll get back to me because there's no immediate threat of combat.
Or is it the superior healing one?
I am going to use my other action.
Yes.
To lay on hands to myself.
All right.
Ooh.
I am going to restore 50 hit points.
Yeah. Nice.
I put my hands on my head and I say, "Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God," and light stutters out of my hands, and the wounds close, and I stop bleeding all over the floor.
Fantastic.
Right. We're all alive. Where's Flick?
I'm gonna
You'll
kill you,
find
you
one.
horrid little blue bastard! Shouts the Warlock as
Well, that's not very nice.
No.
I just offered you surrender.
he is gonna make one of these, hopefully. Yes, he does. And he comes hopping over to you, and this time he's hopping on every third plank as he gets to you. And as he does, he reaches out towards you with his hand glowing black.
You're up in the air though. Like how much up in the air?
Well, probably
You said you
15
landed,
foot in
didn't
the
you?
air.
I thought you
No,
said you
No, it
landed.
was hovering.
I said I was hovering in the air.
Oh,
above.
okay. My apologies. How high up were you hovering?
About 15 foot.
15 feet. That's too high for him. Okay, so his hand is no longer black. Because he can't do that. No, instead he's going to throw that spell at you, which requires you to, if you can, please give me a wisdom saving throw as he starts to whisper. Ah, yes. Your mother was probably a lizard and your father was most definitely a hamster.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't believe you.
Unfortunately, there is that rather unfortunate uncle of yours who does have quite a lot of hair. So there might be a grain of truth in that statement. On a fail save, you take that much. Oh no, it's on a fail save. You passed your save. Yeah, but then again, you remember that uncle was actually a stuffed doll, and so was not related to you in any way. The relief washes over you, unlike the
Thank you.
spell.
Thanks for that.
You're up, Flick.
Okay. Well, you sure you don't want to surrender?
I'd rather eat.
Lightning bolt!
This time he's ready for you.
Okay, well, it only takes half damage then.
Okay. So 13. He is in a very bad way. He leaps forward onto the balcony. Thank goodness he had somewhere to leap. Are you doing anything else?
How did he leap on my turn?
Well, he's dodging out of the way of. I'm being dramatic.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't
sure.
really. I mean, it's right underneath you, right?
What? Where are you going? What?
You're 15 foot above him, power
I just
bombing
had to
him. Just
imagine that
take
he's
the leap.
crawling along the floor. Just going,
Let him have the jump.
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly. Jagged Jaw.
I feel better. I got better. All right. Quick recap. Flick's gone. Dragon in the other room. I'm gonna do this and ask the captain what we're doing.
Where
As
does
I'm
that
gonna-
door lead?
What?
Where does that door lead? I'm
That
pointing
one?
to the other door that we haven't
Open, the
yet
slightly
gone
open
through.
one. Yeah, you can see it looks
Yes.
like it leads outside. It does. You look through it. There's
I'll
a
kick it
rope
open.
bridge with wooden slats leading to a ballista.
I will make my way over.
Give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Jesse, what? Oh,
Please don't fail.
What?
oh, God.
I just that was very. Never mind. No, it's
Yeah.
probably a good thing. Like we
Okay.
don't.
Oh,
Oof.
What?
Your second
I
Nice.
step.
stop halfway. There's like a creaking log as I turn to say, "What is it?" Oh, never mind. And then I keep going.
Yes, absolutely. The one plank falls away into the lava, revealing a rather nasty fall. If you were unprepared, do you continue moving forward?
Yeah. Can I jump?
You can, of course, you can.
I'll jump.
As was pointed out to me, you can jump your strength distance base. So, what's your strength distance?
Oh. My strength is I've got 4 plus 4 over my strength.
Yeah, all right. Now you can clear it. You jump. You land on the other side. Not a problem.
Can I see Flick now?
Your cure wounds, just a point of order. Your cure wounds is a bonus action. Or was it an actual action?
No, that was my main.
Okay, so you're done. Yes, from here you can see Flick because there's this wonderful red glow coming up from the lava. There's that hot smell in the air. You can quite literally smell the heat. And then there's a flare of blue lightning followed by a high-pitched cackle. There is no doubt that you can see where Flick is. He appears to be fighting a green version of himself.
I found Flick.
What is he doing?
He's battling a wizard. Maybe. Or he's injuring a helpless old man crawling across the floor who's smoldering.
All right, both sound likely. Is there a way to get to him from there?
No, but it looks like maybe the building connects if you head that way. And I point, like, northward from the room that we were previously in. But there's a dragon over there.
Yeah, there's still the dragon in there.
There's also this big ballista.
Can you shoot the big ballista at the...
Not right now, I feel like I've talked for too long.
All right,
You mean
we'll do that later.
Okay.
Right. What do you think about trying to brave the dragon room again, then?
I think maybe the dragon is friendly.
It is not friendly, Luna.
Did you ask it questions?
Yes, I asked it, and it told me in many words exactly how unfriendly it was. Just go. We need to get to Flick.
Okay. So we have the hole, right? So we can go hole, room, run, hole, out of room.
The hole just jumped across a lava waterfall.
But
the hole's still
those are
there.
cold doors, Luna.
you closed
Let's
it. You
just
take it out,
go. Those are cold
I
doors.
pulled the door.
Yeah,
I pulled
you took it down. So I'm just gonna go like
Through the door?
5, 10, 15. I can't count 20 to 30, I guess.
Okay, you can double move to get to the door and into the room if you so choose.
Yeah, I want to go here,
Sure.
just sort of waiting, or sort of right next to the opening, waiting for
You
Luna.
can see through the doorway that the dragon has returned to its statue space. And as you're looking at it, you can see that its wounds are very slowly starting to seal themselves up.
Oh, bastard. All right, well.
Luna, you
Victor,
are alone.
where are you going? I want
To save Flick!
Let's go together though, because it's more fun and it's
Just be
nicer.
careful of the dragon in there. It's very angry.
Okay, but maybe if we just one goes
just a
in
statue.
front and one goes behind, and we just. You mean the statue, right?
Yes, the statue came alive.
Are you? Have you been drinking Chef's special green liquid?
Luna, I
Yeah.
don't have time for this right now.
Okay, let's go then. Yeah,
Let's go.
Yeah.
The green one looks up at you and he says, "All right, wait. Let's talk."
Oh, okay. I like talking. How you doing? You okay down there?
You know what? Never mind.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah, he throws his hands forward, and you're 15 feet away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, so you're absolutely fine. He throws his hands forward, and these bolts come sailing towards you. One hits you.
Mm.
I would like
Eldritch
to cast
Blast!
You
as
what?
a reaction.
You
Whoa,
what?
whoa.
Yeah. I know. What are you doing?
I'm casting shield as a reaction.
Okay.
So
Increase your armor class by 5.
yes.
And he
Also, I'm a war mage, so I have a concentration spell up, and one of my features is durable magic, which gives me +2 AC.
So what's your final AC? Because he hit a 15. I think that's an miss.
I have actually at the moment 19 AC.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, so the first one slams into your shield and dissipates without dealing any damage. He throws his second hand up, however, and tries to penetrate through that wonderful AC of yours. He does succeed.
Oh, hold on. He has to roll at disadvantage.
I hate you so much right now, says the goblin.
Yeah, the goblin.
So his
Flick
first.
has a
Oh, and a -10, and your legs are broken,
Yes.
and you have to use
Flick has-
only your nose to cast.
All
Also,
right.
your feet are on fire.
So this is his disadvantage roll, which is a 14. So the blast almost hits you, but again slams into your various magic defenses and has no effect. That was how we apologize in Goblin.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
Let me show you how I apologise.
It's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna lightning bolt him again.
And he gets a dexterity save of 14.
That's a failure.
I'm dying.
Oh.
So is he. Oh wow.
29 lightning damage.
He screams. How does he die?
I kind of want to pick him up with the lightning and just chuck him in the lava.
Kind of like
You
your
emperor him
adventure
into
guy.
the lightning,
Like the
into
emperor.
the lava.
I'm so sorry about your adventure guy.
As he is flung over into the lava, just before he reaches the fire, he's like, "Oh, it's always ironic deaths, isn't it?" As he disappears into the flames.
It's not ironic, it's coincidental, get it right.
No.
It's a critic.
Shaggerjaw, you've watched Flick
Um,
literally just lightning bolt this individual into the lava.
Yeah. All right. You okay, Flick?
The green glowing dais
Yeah, I'm good.
that you can see in the middle of the lava field is no longer glowing green. It's now darkened down.
I think I fixed it.
All right. All right. Captain, don't go into the dragon room. We're done.
Do I roll to see if I hear him?
You do, because he's on the other side of the lava waterfall. You don't hear him, neither does Lahuna.
Nope. All right, 3,
damn it.
2, 1, death.
What are you doing,
all right.
Shaggerjaw?
All right. I'm going to jump back across. Now I can actually make that jump without worrying, can't I?
Yeah, because you can jump like
run,
20
you can
foot.
jump across that. You're fine.
Yeah,
You have to do a running jump, though. Someone pointed out you do have to do a running jump to be able to do that. You've got
Do
enough
I?
space to do it. Yeah,
I'll
you're
do a
fine.
running jump.
Yeah, you're fine. You can just
And I'll keep
Yep.
saying, wait.
You can indeed. Talk as a free action.
What?
Victor, you're up.
What?
Can I talk?
What is
No,
it?
no. Flick! Kill the die! Big spell! Gone! Done! Dragon!
All right. Just closing the door. Just quietly closes the door again. Okay. All right. Flick's okay. Everything's fine.
Yep!
All right.
So,
You think?
so we're not going in the room.
No, I'd like to not go
Jackdaw
into that room.
explained big sparkly magic-y thing. Suddenly no longer big sparkly magic after Flick turned him into a lava burrito.
Oh,
Right.
Yep.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds delicious.
It is.
Right. So unless you want to go figure out the rest of this place, I guess we wait here for Flick to come back.
Can I just like fly over and just like pop my head over the side of the roof going,
Hello.
As he does so, I get surprised and I cast Wind Wall on him.
And so it is that the threat of Fox and Chan, who apparently was not very threatening at all, comes to a fiery end. Our captain and crew triumphant against... Well, no, let's be absolutely honest. The biggest thing that posed a threat was a bloody cat. And... yes, so Flick
I love the way
returns...
that Flick killed the great threat by himself, and three of us were there, like, pouring away at a cat. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, actually, it was the dragon. It was technically the dragon, the warlock, and the wardrobe. So.
That's true.
All right, I require now those of you that got secret messages to go and read your secret messages. Those of you that didn't,
I'm not cool.
Captain Salt, poor old Flick, Jaggedjaw, and Lahuna climb down the side of the cliff face. Flick flies down. He does fly down, yeah, that's honest. And start making your way back towards the second chance. As you have got onto the longboat, which would have been required for Captain Salt to get back to the second chance, the individual in the longboat looks up at you. Oh, did it go all right then, Captain? Yeah, fine.
Well,
he starts
guess
rowing. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry. He starts to row whilst Salt tells him about.
yes.
What
Why don't you
went on.
ask Flick how it went?
But drifting all the way back to the lava field and to this portal that would have opened up somewhere dark and diabolical, two figures appear in strange fiery silhouette, one looking unhappy, the other one looking perhaps a little smug. John, Extech, you are standing next to each other, having just seen this whole thing play out.
Really? That was absolutely ridiculous. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You're muted, Michael.
I actually muted myself even though I wasn't. Well, I told you that they were a lot more powerful than we gave them credit for when we first arrived. And they had plenty of time since.
This is so dumb. I'm gonna
I
get you
must
back
say-
for this.
Well, you see, I expected a lot more from at least one of your people, but to be defeated by just one of the members of the crew of the Second Chance, that's embarrassing.
Oh, trust me, he's going to feel that embarrassment when I catch up with him downstairs. And you, don't you think this is my final plan? I've still got some things up my sleeves. And you are going to get some of this death and destruction as well.
Well, if there's anything you ever need in order to make your death and destruction a little bit more viable, then you just need to tell me what you desire.
Oh,
And on that note, the flames consume them, taking them back to Avernus, where their feud might continue. This concludes our series. Thank you all so very much for watching and participating in all of the shenanigans that we have thrown at you. A massive, massive thank you to my wonderful players. Jenny, who could forget the indomitable Captain Salt, as well as Extech, the character who truly succumbed to their inner devil.
truly.
Absolutely, absolutely wonderful. Flick the Magnificent, Thorn, the Spiky. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm Thorn. Yeah, a little harder to pin down, but yeah, Thorn.
Just gone.
You did all right. Yep.
It's, yes, it has been
Probably the
quite
most
a journey.
cool person in Avernus.
Yeah,
Yes.
legit.
Cool, yeah,
Coolest guy in Avernus.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Jormund, now avatar for the Devils, and Jagsy, loyal supporter, baiter of dragons, wielder of
Eater of
the
sandwiches.
eater of sandwiches. Yes, so many titles.
Eater of sandwiches. Nora of West.
Get that in on a sash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Number one
Sash
sandwich
there.
eater.
Ah, dear, oh dear. And then, of course, to our wonderful Lahuna Pescarian, or May La Rouge. How different are those two characters? Yes, absolutely, absolutely wonderful. For those of you that were hoping for some cameos, buried around my extensive map, which I made,
Sorry, guys.
we have a bag. We have a bag of snicked. A little bag of snicked placed there by a certain Jormund, and then a box containing a certain creature that has a remarkable scent of peppermint.
What?
Yeah.
No!
So
Slicked in peppermint.
Yeah, Flick!
that's
I'm sorry. 10th level wizards are crazy. All
They're
right,
crazy.
they're crazy.
Michael.
No, I'm
I'd say
sorry for
Flick's
expecting
gone-
anything else from you.
I'd say Flick's gone mad with power, but I think the madness came before the power.
Yeah.
It's got mad plus power.
Yes, exactly.
Let's talk about the man. The man with the power.
Uh,
There we go.
No, I was gonna say, and of course, let's not forget the one who couldn't obviously be here for the final episode, Myri, who is in my country at the moment, slocking it out in the heat. Again, fantastic between Indigo, the rather peculiar, I guess, the spiritually connected, and of course Nazaya, the ever put upon by everyone else.
Severely traumatized, yeah.
The doer of no deals. You know,
That's
even though
right.
she's not here. Very well
Truly
missed,
the
very
hero
well
of
loved.
season 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
To
yeah.
our wonderful sponsors, let's go to the screen so we can see them. WorldAnvil.com, keeping track of everything and all the chaos and the madness that went on here with regards to the characters. Dungeon Fog for allowing us to have all of these beautiful maps that we have used throughout the entire series. And of course to Fantasy Grounds, who provided us with I didn't think we were ever going to have as many D20s as we did in like episode 8 or 9. And
Crazy.
then this one was just nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Two ones in a row.
Double
Two
ones.
ones in a freaking row.
By the way,
Yep.
Guy, the combat with Flick at the beginning there with the great old one Warlock. If I'd have succeeded at that, I would have been able to literally just pull him off the platform and dunk him in the lava and hold him.
Right. Yes. Absolutely.
And then we could have explored the mansion.
And then you could have
And
explored the
then he
mansion.
would have been
Right.
dead in
Absolutely.
like the first 10 minutes.
Absolutely. We're going to go to Afterlife, which is where we chew the fat about the game, and I'll explain to you why he sucked as much as he did. He really wasn't supposed to, but who can account for
Yep.
flying wizards? I didn't think when I was doing the map. So join us for Afterlife. That's on twitch.tv/greatgm, and that will be happening in about 10 minutes or so once we've grabbed a cup of coffee, and we literally will just unpack, hang out with the cast I should say, for half an hour. And yes, a massive thank you to Dungeons and Dragons for allowing us, for giving us this fantastic opportunity. 24 episodes, 6 months of absolutely amazing role playing, in my opinion. I don't care what anybody said. I had an absolute blast, and we've told some great stories, which I think is what it's all about. So Dungeons and Dragons, you've been doing it since the 70s. I hope you continue to do it way on into the future, because it's absolutely awesome. And from me and everybody here, I say to you all, until next time, perhaps, I wish you all the very happiest of gaming.